This is a big moment because if this works, I'm gonna get to drive this car and we're gonna drive into Europe, which is what I've wanted to do the whole time since owning this car. Driving this into Europe is gonna be a dream. And at the minute, I'm not enjoying this car.
Before anyone realized what was happening, Matt Armstrong had already pulled off one of the biggest automotive success stories of the year. After months of hard work rebuilding his Bugatti Veyron, he was finally seen driving it through Switzerland, France, and Monaco. But one unforgettable moment stood out from the rest. Late one night in Monaco, all eyes turned toward him. As Matt Armstrong arrived with Hanna in the Bugatti Veyron, cameras instantly appeared. People stopped what they were doing, pulled out their phones, and gathered around the car. The same man who repaired a Bugatti that many believed was beyond saving had become the center of attention. After everything he had overcome, it was a moment he truly earned. What makes this even more incredible is where the journey started. This wasn't just any Bugatti Veyron, it was the same repossessed car that arrived completely broken. Many people believed it would never drive again, let alone return to the road. Instead, it became one of the most talked about independent restoration projects the automotive world has ever seen. Now that same Veyron is cruising across Europe under its own power. It isn't sitting on a trailer or hidden away in a garage. Matt is actually driving the car through some of the most famous roads in Europe. That's exactly what makes this achievement so rewarding to watch. But reaching this point wasn't easy. Matt originally bought the Bugatti knowing it had major problems. The gearbox was completely locked, and the car couldn't even shift out of park. Most people expected the only solution to be an expensive replacement. Instead of giving up, Matt carefully investigated the problem himself. After tracing the wiring, he discovered the real issue wasn't the gearbox at all. A melted 40-amp fuse had failed, and someone had repeatedly installed larger fuses instead of fixing the electrical fault. Matt replaced it with a simple $3 fuse, and almost instantly, the gearbox came back to life. That small repair shocked car enthusiasts around the world. It proved that careful diagnosis could solve problems that many assumed required massive repairs. But Matt wasn't finished yet. Next came the full service. He replaced all 16 spark plugs, installed new coil packs, changed every major filter, refreshed the gearbox and engine oil, fitted new MAF sensors, and completed nearly every important maintenance item. By sourcing compatible parts across the Volkswagen Group, he avoided paying Bugatti's premium prices. Bugatti's official service would have cost around £20,000. Matt completed the same work for only £1,193.83, proving that knowledge and patience can sometimes save an incredible amount of money. Once the mechanical work was finished, it was time to transform the car's appearance. The Veyron received a sleek satin silver wrap, a fresh set of custom Vossen wheels, and a restored front splitter. Instead of paying Bugatti around $10,000 for a replacement speed key, Matt even built his own solution. Piece by piece, the car was finally becoming the Bugatti he had imagined from the very beginning. Everything was finally in place. The Veyron looked stunning, ran perfectly, and was ready for the moment everyone had been waiting for, a full top-speed run. It seemed like all the hard work had finally paid off. But just when everything appeared to be going perfectly, disaster struck. Before the trip could even begin, another problem got in the way. The Bugatti's fuel pump control module suddenly failed, forcing Matt Armstrong to delay his long-awaited European drive. Instead of giving up, Matt tracked down the fault himself. After some searching, he finally secured a replacement module through official Bugatti channels. The part alone cost around £4,500, and it still had to be installed by an authorized dealer. Once everything was finished, the Veyron was finally ready to hit the road. The adventure officially began in Switzerland. It didn't take long before people started noticing something special. Matt Armstrong and his team were seen driving alongside some of the world's most incredible supercars and hypercars, yet the Veyron blended in perfectly. As soon as people recognized the car, phones came out, cameras started flashing, and crowds quickly gathered. The excitement wasn't only because it was a Bugatti, it was because this was the Bugatti everyone had been following online. This wasn't just another Veyron cruising through Europe. It was the very car Matt rebuilt against the odds. It represented months of hard work, determination, and proof that skill and persistence can sometimes achieve what many believed only the manufacturer could do. The journey continued into France, Bugatti's home country. Seeing Matt's independently rebuilt Veyron driving across French roads carried a deeper meaning. The same car that many thought would never drive again was now doing exactly what it was built for, covering miles across Europe with confidence and turning heads everywhere it went. Then came Monaco, and everything changed. This stop became the highlight of the entire trip. Late in the evening, Matt Armstrong arrived in his satin silver Bugatti Veyron with Hanna riding beside him. Almost instantly, the streets came alive. People stopped walking, cameras appeared from every direction, and crowds rushed over for a closer look. In a place where Ferraris, Lamborghinis, McLarens, and even Bugattis are seen almost every day, standing out is incredibly difficult. Yet Matt's Veyron became one of the biggest attractions of the night. People weren't just gathering because it was an expensive hypercar. They were looking at a machine with a story, a car that had been written off by many but had returned stronger than anyone expected. That unforgettable journey made it clear that this Veyron had become far more than just another Bugatti. It had become a symbol of what determination, knowledge, and refusing to quit can accomplish. People weren't just watching a car being repaired. They were following the unbelievable journey behind it. What began as a damaged, repossessed Bugatti Veyron slowly became one of the most famous Veyrons on YouTube. That incredible transformation is what makes this story so unforgettable. This adventure was never only about driving across Europe. It was about showing what can happen when you refuse to quit. Every setback, every unexpected problem, and every long night spent in the workshop helped create this unforgettable moment. Watching that same Bugatti roll through the stunning roads of Switzerland, cross into France, and finally arrive in Monaco is proof of how far the project has come. Millions of viewers have been part of this journey from day one. They watched a gearbox come back to life because of a tiny $3 fuse. They saw a full service completed for a small fraction of Bugatti's original cost. One obstacle after another was solved until the impossible became reality. Now, seeing the Veyron being driven the way it was always meant to be driven feels like the perfect ending to an incredible chapter. I have to say, Matt Armstrong has inspired countless people, including myself. It isn't just because he rebuilt a Bugatti, it's because he refused to believe something was impossible simply because others told him it couldn't be done. That lesson goes far beyond the automotive world. Whether you're fixing cars, creating videos, building a business, or chasing a dream, this journey proves that persistence can take you farther than talent alone. Matt kept moving forward through every failure, and in the end, he found himself driving the same Bugatti that many people believed would never return to the road. That's exactly why this story deserves so much respect. From the mountain roads of Switzerland to the streets of France and the luxury of Monaco, Matt Armstrong transformed a forgotten Bugatti Veyron into one of the most recognizable cars in the automotive world. Everywhere he stopped, crowds gathered because they knew they were looking at something special. But this isn't the finish line. The Veyron story is still being written, and the wide-body Chiron project is only getting started. If you've enjoyed following this incredible journey, be sure to subscribe. The next chapter could be even more exciting than everything you've seen so far, and you won't want to miss what happens next.